So, first of all, welcome, Barbara. And I just want to hear more about you. So, tell us who you are.
Okay. Uh, I'm a late start medium. Came to me very late in life, but they say when your soul is ready, that's when it's going to come. And it looks like I was divinely guided by spirit to do these volunteer projects over the last 35 years that helped me be a medium
Mm.
dealing with crisis hotline for trauma and grief. And I've been at the ER at Cedars for like 15 years. But that's all about adrenaline. And I was at a crisis response team for the city where I went to a scene where there was a deceased body and the police were there and the family shows up and they need help. So that's where we came in to
Oh,
get them
okay.
through the worst day of their life
Yeah. Yeah.
with a little
I used
support.
I used to be with a crisis response team too, so I kind of get
Oh,
that. Yeah.
okay. There
Yeah.
you
And
go.
trauma is my thing. Um
Okay. Well,
so how can I ask how late? Like how old were you when your gifts started to come through?
in my 60s.
Ooh, okay. Kind of like Louise Hay. Um
It comes when it comes.
right.
I was as surprised as anybody else, but paranormal stuff started happening in the house, and I knew that somebody wanted to get my attention, so
Oh. Now, sometimes it happens like after did you lose someone important to you or close? Like, did
well,
anything kind of trigger it?
I've lost my both of my parents, but my mother was 104, so I had her around
Oh,
for a long time. Um,
wow.
I just feel like it was my time. I was told by channelers that, I've been doing this for about 1,000 years, and so
Mm,
that's why I just came onto the scene and hit the ground running. Within 7 months,
okay.
I was doing donated readings and reading mediums and
Fabulous.
doing all sorts of stuff.
Did you have like any kind of spirituality when you were growing up or any kind of,
I am not
no?
one of those kids who saw orbs
Yeah.
in
Okay.
the crib. I felt maybe when I was like 12 or 13 that I don't know, I sort of felt a little different, like I had some kind of intuition. I didn't really know how to put a name on it, so I told my friends, "I think I'm a witch." Okay, I didn't even know what else to say because I didn't know what
Yeah.
a medium was.
Yeah.
And then I just
Okay.
felt like I was a little psychic. I didn't know nothing drastic. Just did well at Oscar night where we had to fill out the form for the yeah, I did pretty good.
Fabulous. Okay. And did you engage in like classes or just jump right into it?
Oh, no, I did. I
Yeah.
once all the signs were coming, I looked up and I found Suzanne Giesemann, and that was a lucky break or that was synchronicity. And she was amazing, amazing,
Okay.
and, the
Okay.
perfect person to start this.
Hmm.
And,
Beautiful.
w like, on the first try after the first meditation I ever did, I saw my dad saying, "I knew you could do this." So,
Oh wow, beautiful. And so is it I always forget the name of all the clairs, but is it sight that you have?
I can see, hear, feel spirit, channel their words, and also they move me. They they can
Okay.
move my
Wow.
body to because I say, "Why am
Yeah.
I doing this?" You know?
Hmm. What has been your biggest challenge in it?
The first challenge was, I guess the biggest challenge is trusting what you get. I have very funny guides because I have a nice sense of humor, and sometimes the things they show me were so crazy that I thought, "How can I even say this? This is like, are you kidding me?" And I had to learn, you say what they give you. It's not for you to understand. They're already giving me chills right now. Um, and just do it. just do it. That was a big one. That was the longest. That took the longest.
Right.
And then because of my early success, I had to work on the ego and just say, this is not about me. I'm not doing it. It's them doing it for me. So don't get your head out of it. So I think those are the
Beautiful.
two. And I think I've
Okay.
conquered both of them. One, not as much, but yeah, I do trust.
Hmm. And what kind of process do you have?
Uh, like how what do I do before I do a reading kind of
Yeah.
process?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Hmm.
Um, I climb a little ladder in my head, and I
Oh,
give God a hug. I just go like that. And then I go
yeah.
down and I roll on the floor with my spirit animals. I have a tiger and a wolf. And then I give all the angels a big squeezing hug. And they usually do something silly with me. And then I just go through and high five my guides. And then I just jump into, my higher self and wait till the explosion of energy comes. And then I'm jacked up and ready.
I love that. That's amazing. Okay. I think we had talked about doing like if you have readings for the collective, that kind of thing, or if you wanted to do a reading online. W-
Let's just, you know what? Um, I love let's just see
just
what
go with it.
comes. If
Okay.
something comes up,
I
I'll say,
am
"Do you know?" Okay, and it'll probably be for you.
sure.
Um, would is your mother, or do you have a mother in spirit?
Oh, Barbara, I have so many in spirit, but yes,
All
my
right. Well,
mother.
there's a woman, and she's got her hands on her hips, and she seems like she would be somebody who might give the finger and be a little judgy and
Hmm.
at times very bossy. Does that remind you of anybody on the other side?
A few of them. Yeah.
A few of them. All right. Let me see if there's any kind of. Okay. As I said, he's just going to say it. Somebody like to chew gum and it's just like taking it out of their mouth. Is there one of those?
Hmm.
Somebody who had something in their mouth, like I don't know if they love to suck on candy or there's just something that I hope
The
their teeth
same.
didn't fall off. I would, yeah, I would say the same person.
Well, like picking her teeth.
Yeah,
Does
there's
she have
something with yeah,
a
okay,
big
thank you.
space?
There's something in their mouth or their
Yeah.
teeth,
Yeah.
okay? All right, so does that narrow
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
field? All right, let's see what else they're gonna show. Um, okay, another thing that is a little weird. She's wearing, like, sort of army boots. She's got
Mm.
these boots on, and that I also get a lot of symbology. So, I don't know, she's got these boots on her like Granny Clampett would have, in the Beverly Hillbillies. Um, I don't
Hmm.
know what it really means. It they could be like boxing boots. It's somebody who and that symbolically would be a real fighter, okay? Don't mess with her. Just she would stand up. I'm getting goosebumps, so that I know that is what it is. It's that she really was feisty and would stand her ground.
Mm. Okay.
Does that make sense for that woman as
Yeah.
well? Okay.
Maybe. It might not be my mom though.
Oh, okay. If
Yeah.
you know, okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you one more thing that maybe will solidify it if she will. She's on her hands and knees like this. So she was either very religious or she's asking for forgiveness from you. Does
Mm.
that make any sense to
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not
maybe?
sure.
Um,
This one's
well, the
got
last
me.
time the last time somebody got on their hands like this, I said, "He could be begging." She goes, "That's his favorite song, Ain't Too Proud to Beg." So, they'll throw anything in.
Okay.
Anyway, we
Mm.
could just go on and then,
Yep.
if they come up with some more things, but you have an idea of who that might be.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more than one come in at once, and I do like to say it's not open mic night, so let's just try to keep it
I
to
do
what we
love the
got.
sense of humor. Mm. Okay.
So, we'll see what they come back with. I'll just make a note if they wanna give me something else.
Okay. Sounds good.
Like,
Okay.
go into a trance in, like, a minute, so they
Mm.
put me
What's been one of the most memorable, like, uh, clients that you've helped?
the most memorable thing that
Yeah.
happened in a s okay, I have a good one.
I'm sure you have a
Uh,
lot, so
I know, but, one of the most memorable is a woman who lost her six-year-old son,
mm.
and she came to me, and I do a question and answer period with them, and I said and this first one, I said, "Don't tell me what the question is, all right? Just say it to your son, telepathically, and let's see what he gives me as an answer." So she did, and I said, "Well, I'm getting, a little boy riding on the back of a giant butterfly in heaven. It's really
Oh.
pretty there, and they're having the best time. Does that make any sense to the question you asked him?" She started crying. I mean, she goes, "Oh, yeah."
Mm.
I said, "What was the question?" She said, "What's my son doing on the other side right now?" So
Oh.
she says, "You don't know this, but, uh, after he passed, he has a younger sister, and I didn't really know the right way to explain, passing and to her, so I bought a book about children and
Mm.
heaven and everything else." And, then she sends me the page out of the book that she read to her, and it's a little boy riding on the back of a butterfly in heaven.
Uh,
So that was profound for her
yeah.
because she could really believe that her son was with her and he had her ask that question because
Right.
he knew that there was going to be the
Yeah.
same thing that she told her daughter. And those kind of things are you can't make this stuff up.
Right.
There
Yeah.
is
That's
no
beautiful.
other way I could know that she
Right.
bought this book and it showed the exact same thing that I was telling her.
Yeah.
So those kind of things are just so heartwarming and they give them hope. And that's
Right.
what I'm around for, to give
Yeah.
them hope and to realize that they're not gone. They just went a little ahead of us, and
Yeah.
we're gonna all
I always talk about
sync up.
grief as it's a way of honoring the love. So grief doesn't end, it comes and goes because love doesn't end, right? So,
Well,
yeah.
I think the way what messages I get, if you want to honor the honor them, they don't want you to stay in grief. All they
Mm,
want is for you to have joy and
right.
laughter and have the best life possible until you
Right.
meet again. Um,
Yeah.
Grief is strange because it's not really meant to make you sad and to honor them
Yeah.
in the way it's to make you realize how much you love this person, that you are so distraught they're not there, but they are
Right.
there.
Right. Yeah.
So it's feel the love, try to pivot to how much love you have for them and how grateful you are for all those moments and those smiles and all those memories
Yeah.
that you've got. That's what's going to help the grief.
Right.
And laughter. They want you to laugh again. They
Yes.
want you to laugh again and have this joyous life, and they want you to have a life of service.
Yes.
So when parents start a foundation or, they just donate time to a charity or other kids, that's that's the best thing they can do to honor their kids,
Yeah.
is to
Laughter's
show
the
them they're
best
gonna have it.
medicine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
scientifically proven.
Right.
15 minutes of laughter equals 2 hours of restorative sleep.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing. These are
Mm.
studies at Berkeley and the
Yeah.
Cleveland Clinic and things. It's powerful medicine.
Nice. What about your non-negotiables for your day? How do you kind of ground yourself and even in between clients, but mostly just for the day, what do you do to feel better
Well,
yourself?
well, I usually do a quick meditation in the morning, when I'm
Yeah.
still in bed, and I do my little thing,
Yes.
before
Yeah.
I do a
The
reading,
process.
the process. I was doing too many readings, too many clients in a day, and I had to cut back because especially when if I do one of the readings that has the trance in it, it just takes so much out of you. It just drains your energy. So I would find that the person, after the trance thing, if I didn't have time to recuperate, I feel like I didn't have the energy that, they weren't getting
Sure.
the best Barbara Banner reading because I was mentally exhausted. So I do
Yeah.
have to stretch them. I can do 2 in a row and then I need some time um,
Right.
to
Yeah.
recuperate, and then I can do one later on in the
Mm.
afternoon. Uh,
How do you
but
recoup?
I I don't think about it. I don't
Oh,
think about how
okay.
tired I feel because then it gets into me that I'm gonna be
Yeah.
tired.
Right.
I put on the news because there's so
Mm.
much more, so much to listen to that's gonna take my mind off anything that I have, and I just or take a little nap. Um,
Yeah. Okay.
I just lay down and let any kind of things that
Yeah.
are try to
Okay.
re
Where do you hope to go with this? With your readings and your support of people?
just want people to know that it's that what their loved ones want. You know how parents say, "I'd cut off my right arm for my kid." They don't want your appendages, okay? They just want you to be happy. They want you to do things and keep them in your mind, in your memories. Have movie night with the whole family and play the comedy that your kid loved so much or your
Right.
husband just cracked up. Um, I just want to help people keep the connection alive because
Yeah.
they're they're there. They're going to be
Yeah.
there the whole time. You're never going to be without them. And to
Yeah.
learn how to do it on their own
Right.
in even the simplest way that can lift them knowing. And I do at the end of every reading, I do um, a little experiment with them. Uh, so that they can realize they can do it themselves. Just a little
Okay.
thing, and I say, "Get in touch with me this week when you see it." Okay?
Okay.
So,
Nice.
it's
I think it's always about connection, right? How we connect to others and ourself and the other side. So, yeah.
right, and I don't
Yeah.
think you have to go take 5 years of classes to do it. I
Right.
think if you just are open to the
Mhm.
possibility and just believe it and trust,
Right.
things will open up for you. And it's very hard for spirit to get through a low vibration. And when you are in grief, it's like going through cement for them.
Right.
So that's the right time to pivot when you want to feel them around you to just pivot from they're gone and I'm just I'll never feel the same again to I love them so much. I am so grateful
Yeah.
to open up the pathway and let them in.
Yeah.
Let them in.
What has been have you had any of your family or friends that were kind of skeptics and how do you deal with the skeptics in your life?
I I'm not here to prove anything to anybody. I can only say that when they come super skeptical and have some like negative things, it just affects their reading. It's just not gonna be as good because
Right.
spirit is that kind of low vibration is just not conducive. And I know that it's never the client's fault, but we learned there's three legs on a chair. Uh, Spirit, medium, and the client. And if one of them is off, the reading's going to be off. Uh,
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
know it's not maybe not supposed to be that way, but it is. I had a very
Mm.
skeptical woman. Um, and when her husband had just taken his life,
Mm.
and the question she was, well, what were we wearing the week before he died? Okay, and what were we doing? I I'm not here for applause. I want to help. Uh, and everything was you could have found that out in the newspaper kind of thing. Anyway, I cut that short. Um, and a few days later, her husband shows up at 3 in the morning. Because I had him, but she
Right.
was not having any of it. And he showed me a half a bagel toasted, and it was scooped out. You know how people scoop out the inside of it to put more fattening stuff in? Um, and I said, "Does this mean anything to you?" She goes, "That's ridiculous. Why are you even telling me this? I have some, that doesn't mean anything." I said, "Okay, just be aware that he came and he showed me this." She goes, "Fine." Anyway, she gets in touch with me the end of the week and says, "You're not going to believe this." She said, I took my daughter to my in-laws, and my father-in-law said, "I invented a product, and I'm going to show you a prototype." And he says, "You know what this is?" She goes, "I have no idea what this thing is." He said, "It's a bagel scooper."
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
She said they were all screaming, laughter and tears because they know he's there. Both sides of the family knew he was there. He put it in my mind, and he was there, and he did what he had to do to make an impact and shake her. Say, "It's real. I am
Right.
around you."
Yeah.
So, and now she gets signs from everything. She's so open to everything. I just got my social security number he gave me on the gematria. I mean, she's flying. So just got to cross the bridge.
It's funny how they always say, "You're not gonna believe this," but
Right. Yeah. And that's where trust comes in. I mean, I
Right.
thought, am I even going to tell her this about a bagel?
Mm.
She's not going to, it's not going to go over well. Okay. So, yeah, that's, that's what, um, that's what
What
trust
helped you
does.
trust the most? I mean, I know you, like, went to classes and developed, but was there, like, a turning point where all of a sudden you began
Well,
to?
it's just like I started I just said to myself, I am going to say what they give me. Even it doesn't, I don't have to know what it means. Sometimes a simple little thing that you say, just they can't believe because it means so much. I saw a leaf, in the shape of a heart or something. And this could be they get one every day from him when they take their nature. It could be something which is nothing to
Yeah.
me, but it doesn't I'm not the one who needs to understand it. They do. I'm
Right.
just the mouthpiece. So I have to say just making that decision to stop uh interfering with the reading, my head, get it out and say whatever they give me, no matter how crazy. I had a grandmother in spirit and her granddaughter who was I think maybe in early 20s. And so the grandmother tells me uh to tell her, if you need more money, you got to do phone sex. And I said it, it came out of my mouth. And I said, I didn't say that. I had nothing to do with that. I have never said that in a reading before. And the daughter's cracking up because I thought it would be just horrifying that her grandmother's telling her to do this. She goes, "That has been a running joke with me and my husband for several years. When I want something in the house like a new chair, oh, well, you're going to have to do some phone sex for that." She said, "And we just discussed that the night
Yeah.
before." She goes, "It
Oh,
is
that's
so
funny.
like my grandmother to bring that up."
Yeah,
because they were there. Grandma was there and she knows. So those kind of
that's
things.
hilarious.
And those
Yeah,
things, they happen over and over again. And it's just a matter of trusting that every time I say something ridiculous, they know what it is. They understand it.
yeah.
Now,
Well,
sometimes
that's
they
good.
don't understand it. Would you like to hear a little anecdote of something that was a little
Sure.
weird?
Yeah.
Uh, I asked this couple to think of a question for your son. And it shouldn't be yes or no because spirit likes to get into it. And I said, okay, your son is showing me himself squished into a glass jar with a cap. Something really, like, weird and freaky that you would see on a mad scientist's shelf, like his
Right.
whole body squished into a jar. I said, I'm just "Does that have anything to do with your question?" She said, "No, I don't know what that means. That's really weird. No, nothing." I said, "Okay, I have to see why he did that. What was the question?" She said, "My husband and I went to a concert. It was my son's favorite band, but he didn't live long enough to attend with us. So we brought a jar of his ashes with us to
Oh,
sprinkle around the event." And I looked at her and said, "So you don't have any connection with your son showing up in a glass jar and you having a glass jar with his cremains in it?" She said, "Oh, okay. So he was there." If you're not
mm,
open or you're not just listening to the possibilities, you can miss it.
right. That's funny. Huh.
So
Um,
I have to trust because they're right.
yeah. Do you ever have animals that come through for people?
I do have some dogs, and I think I've had a lizard. Um,
Oh,
uh, yeah, I have dogs. I said
yeah.
you guys had a little brown, small dog, like a Toto kinda. Yeah, we did,
Yeah.
she did. My mom had that dog. Oh, I'm so glad she's with her. So,
Right.
things like that. But I
Mm,
can't tell you why the dog is peeing in the corner or won't fetch the ball. I mean, they're not giving me
right.
that information, but they're
Right.
there, okay?
Yeah. And how did you discover your own spirit guides and spirit animals? You mentioned a couple.
Uh Well, Suzanne had a exercise that got us in touch with our spirit guides, and it
Hmm,
it worked on me. So I do know a bunch of them. Um, a client asked me one day. She goes, "Can you read through my spirit guide? I want to know if you could do." I said, "I've never done that." This was before that.
right.
I said, "I've never done that." But I said, "I'm up for anything. I can try." So I said, "Okay, if your spirit guide looks like SpongeBob, has googly eyes, is bouncing off the walls, now he's coming through the scene on a pogo stick, and he just jumped on a bucking bronco." I said, "If that's your spirit guide, I've got him." She said, "That's my spirit guide."
Oh my
She
goodness.
said, "That's him. That's exactly, you described him exactly." So I thought, gosh, don't be afraid of trying new things. Just do it.
Right.
What can happen?
Yeah.
So it doesn't work? Just go. I'm fearless.
Right. Okay. Were you fearless before being a medium as well?
Not as much.
Okay.
Fear is a real stopper from people doing things because they're afraid of failing.
Yeah.
And I know that if 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 I'm getting them information from my guides or spirit that they want me to they don't want me to fail. They want me to just
Right.
see I can do. We have unlimited potential
Yeah.
and just try it. What do you Because even
Yeah.
if you fail at something, it's like it was supposed to happen. That's a
Right.
lesson. We're down here to learn lessons. So you can't climb Mount Everest with a broken leg. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
it's a lesson for you.
Yeah. Some of my biggest failures have led to the best things. Yeah. Yeah. Um, what about what like right now, there seems to be this awakening happening. There's more podcasts, there's more TV shows, there's more people that are awakening to spiritual gifts and connection, which I love. So, what do you see happening as we move forward with all of that?
Well, I think there's been an explosion of it in 2025, and it's gonna be even more in 2026. And then
Yeah,
supposedly in 2027, when we have visitors from other galaxies. And I mean, it's with all of the UFO sightings and the pictures from Area 51 and all of this people who've been picked up and experimented on and it's not so crazy anymore to people.
right.
It's like, how can, like, 5 million sightings, all how can all these people be crazy? Okay? There's too much out there now to not, even if you were a total skeptic and believed we're the only people in this universe, which at this time sounds ridiculous. Um, Even the skeptical people are softening. They're softening to the possibility
Right.
of that we're not alone,
Yeah.
that
Kind of.
somebody helped build those pyramids and all of
Mm,
the ancient cave drawings. They all have a spaceman in it in Egypt and everything else, and crop
yeah.
circles and every
Mm. I just heard a podcast today with I think it's Robert Evan Grant maybe, but he talked about the Mandela effect and how there's been like four new pyramids that have appeared within this past year that weren't there previously Mandela wise, and they
You mean they were
all
uncovered? They were uncovered or they were not there?
well, like they weren't there. Like, have you heard of the
Okay.
Mandela effect? Like, Fruit
I've heard
Loops
of
was
it, but
spelled,
I
yeah, all those like little silly things. But he says, big ones are that there weren't like these different pyramids that are now found. He also discovered a couple in, I forget where, so I don't want to say, but he talked about how all of them kind of like they align with different degrees that
right.
I remember
Uh-huh.
my mother telling me back in the 80s that there was all these different degrees and they lined up with the Bermuda Triangle and Mars, and I was like, "Yeah, whatever, mom." But now
Right,
it's
we
like
didn't
become a
understand, yeah.
thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's interesting
Yeah,
anyway to
so,
think
I
of,
mean,
but
I believe it all. I was in
yeah.
Egypt and, because I knew that was one of my lives for sure.
Uh,
So, uh
yeah. It's amazing though how much is out there, and it's beautiful to see so many people becoming open to what
exactly,
possibilities.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're all gonna be ready,
Yeah. Yeah.
when the blue people come down and are walking down Main Street.
What has been one of your most helpful connections with the other side? Like, that has fed your soul?
Uh, well, I love getting messages from my parents and my grandmother. I love doing some a little astral projection and just meeting up with them and flying around and I just my own connections because it was very hard in the beginning. A lot of mediums have to go to another medium to get their family to come through. That
Oh,
we don't trust it because we're so close. It's also
right.
very hard to do a reading for a really good friend. It's not like you don't
Ah,
want to,
yeah,
but you know their mother. And
right.
it's almost like you feel like you got a head start or you're cheating or something because you know them. So it's a
Yeah,
little harder to trust something that you already know.
yeah.
So it's really great when I can see him
Like
and get a message and
like, you know how the book
feels
ends
good.
before you. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Beautiful.
And I love
Um
using a pendulum. I love to use a
oh,
pendulum for backup. Okay, so I
Nice.
like in a reading, I say, I'm gonna give you what I believe, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna back it up with a pendulum
Okay.
because I don't want to be the only one that believes this. So,
And what kind of crystals do you like on your pendulum?
uh, well, these are sacred objects that I have been collecting.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
these, they've come through
Yeah.
somebody's wall or an angel that somebody
Yeah.
gave me, and some crystals. So I I don't know how much I believe all that stuff, but it makes a damn
Mm.
good pendulum, because I know it's got a lot of juju in it. Okay, this is
Right, right. What has been one of your favorite podcasts to be on?
Next Level Soul was a game changer
Yeah.
for
Oh, I
me.
love Alex. He's awesome.
I love
Yeah.
Alex, and
Yeah.
it just made me realize I could do this. I now I do a lot of
Yeah.
podcasts,
Yeah.
um, and I'm just having a great time. And Alex
Uh,
brought something out in me. He asked me some
yeah.
questions that maybe I shouldn't have answered, but
How would you describe your own spirit? What does it look like? What does it
you mean my essence or
Yeah. Yeah.
optimistic,
Mm,
hopeful? I see the glass half full, not half empty. And I think doing what I'm doing has made that really clear. Like anything is
right.
possible.
Anything.
And anything. I mean, 5 or 6 years ago, before I started, if someone said, "You don't understand, we are living in Alice in Wonderland. You're being, mean to me all the time." I'm just making that up, because you're supposed to. That's the role you're playing. And all of these things, I would think that they, were hallucinating. But we are living in this strange, incredibly amazing universe, and it's hard to tell people and have them really believe it. But
Right.
it's
Hmm.
anything you want, you can manifest, okay? You don't need to and you shouldn't if what we take with us when we go to the other side is our memories. We don't take anything physical because we could just make it up there with like the I dream of Genie, you know, comes right
Right.
up for you. So I always tell people if you have a choice of buying a new Ferrari because you love to drive, or for spending that money on a family vacation where the newborn baby and everybody can come, go for the memories. That's gonna
Mm,
last you an eternity
right. Yeah.
because you'll
What
get the car when you're up there. You could drive it around the rings of Saturn if you want, you could anything is
Yeah.
yours.
That's funny you started talking about that because my next question was going to be what do you do with manifestation or how do you manifest? What are your belief systems around it? Yeah.
Uh, it works for me, and supposedly the key is don't say what you want. You have to you have to raise your vibration to I've got it. I love getting that big check in the mail from my brother. I love, that
Yeah.
that week is full, of new client. Yeah, I just love it. And I swear it really works. I have a
Right.
friend who's a medium, really good one, and he's really good at manifesting because he did win the lottery for
Mm.
$20 million.
Oh, wow.
Okay? Yes. Doesn't live in this country and nobody knows, because he doesn't want anyone asking him for anything. So, I once he said that, I just I and so and it works for me. And
Yeah.
that's the trick. If you deserve it. You deserve it.
Yeah.
You got it because you deserve it, not because you
Yeah.
need it or I want it or I saw it. And That's
Yeah.
that's the
And
key for me.
part of the piece is feeling safe with it coming in too, right? I have a lot of people that want to manifest like a relationship, but they don't feel safe enough to attach to anyone. So they can't bring it in even if they try to pretend they're that person in the relationship because they have to feel safe first. But yeah,
Well, you can't fool spirit, okay? They are
right.
human, they are intelligent beings, and they
Yeah,
don't care what comes out of your mouth. If it's not true or authentic, they know you're not
yeah,
ready.
right.
So they're
Yeah.
not gonna do anything that would harm you.
Is anything else coming through for you right now?
Oh, you wanna go back to that
Sure.
woman here? Well, let me just see, because now she's, like, off in the yonder drinking tea. I don't know
Mhm.
if she was a tea drinker or not, but this woman seems to be drinking tea, and she's also got a little finger that might go up.
Right.
She can be very proper. Um,
Mm,
manners were very important to her. Um, she's also showing me, which is really incongruous, that she's slouching down on a couch or a chair, like, when no one's looking,
mm,
she's not quite the way she portrays herself or wants others to see her,
hmm. Okay. Yeah.
okay? Does that make any sense to anybody
The
there?
the tea part and the drinking like this does, my, mother and all her sisters, like, maybe it's one of her sisters, but they all had what did they say? "Gotta put the tea on." That was, like, their
It
saying
was
to each
tea,
other.
yeah, tea
Yeah.
was tea
Uh,
seemed to be important,
yeah.
it's like it's almost like she changed, she became more polite, or, um I don't know, it just seemed to be important to
Mm,
her to the custom of doing, you know what I mean? With
yeah.
the
Right.
finger and look like that.
Yeah.
And I got goosebumps, so maybe it's all the girls
Mm,
are getting together.
maybe.
Oh, this is weird. Okay, but with me, everything comes out weird. What one of them is whistling, like, had the ability to do one of those whistles.
Yeah. Alright, where can people find you and connect with you?
Okay. Everything that you need to know about me is on bannermedium.com,
Okay.
about my background and testimonials and
Yeah.
how to book a session and pick a date. And at the last page is little snippets of fun, 30-second snippets of fun things that happened or evidence that comes out in sessions. And then I'm on
Beautiful.
TikTok and Instagram and Facebook, and I post little tidbits that come out that are like, "Oh my god," kind of moments also.
Yeah. Beautiful. Okay, well, it was lovely meeting you and having you on. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.